How simple is your trading system? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about that next. G'day traders, I'm Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading, and today we're going to talk about doing a simple 25 trade test and journal strategy. Now, a lot of people have emailed me questions asking me for specific sort of entries and exits, and I'm going to suggest to you that there's 1,000 entry strategies, but in order to make your trading really simple, you need to start to identify with some really simple strategies for yourself that are going to allow you to identify a trade trigger on a chart immediately without a lot of analysis paralysis, and be able to establish where your order is going to go to be picked up into the market and where your maximum stop is going to be placed that would invalidate that trade. And I'm going to give you a couple of simple examples, and I'm going to encourage you to really hone in and step back. Now, some people have asked me some questions saying, you know, that's ridiculous, or how can that be your only strategy? But I'm going to suggest to you that if you step back and you're looking at a basket of currencies for my end-of-day trading, I use some of the very things that I'm going to show to you today, but I'm only looking for 1 or 2 really prime setups every month on every pair. Now, I'm looking at longer time frames on my weeklies just to look at the ranges. I like to look for consolidation ranges or rectangles, but what I'm looking for is momentum generated into the market where I can allow the market to pick me up into a trade, and where that momentum would indicate that my trade, if it picks me up, it shouldn't come back and retest that stop. So I'm not forecasting, I'm not predicting, but I am taking a position where I feel I've got a high possibility of the market continuing in that direction with a limited downside and more upside. So let's take a quick look. Now, what I'm going to suggest to you is to go back and take a look at these yourself. And I follow 25 pairs. I run a scan on Metastock to pick some of these up so that can narrow it down. And then from that point, these are triggers, and I will go to the chart and look at the chart to see if it fits my other criteria. So, first one, moving average squeeze. Now, this is a really great strategy that I first stumbled onto in Bob Volman's book, Price Action Trading on the 5-minute charts. I was using that on the hourly charts, but 90%, almost 100% of my trading now is all end of day, and that's because I'm trying not to be on the charts at all, and I want to establish and journal and monitor my trading outcomes and my equity curve and my expectancy, which I'm using this new software, and I'm hoping to be able to track things better and better to hone in on my results and see where my strengths are, and try to eliminate out the trades that are possibly my less successful trades. So, moving average squeeze, the inside bar, pin bars, opening range momentum breaks. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sort of setup. Happen every week on all the pairs. Key reversal and engulfments, and 20-day new highs and new lows. Now, some of these may seem archaic to a lot of you, but I'm going to really put it out there to you that there are a lot of proprietary systems that still run to this day using trigger indicators in their software, their algorithmic software, to pick up these very triggers. Now, one great thing about some of these big trends that will build over a few months is that if a market's making new highs, or if a market is making new lows, which currencies will often do once they establish a trend, they'll continue to trend, is that these 20-day new highs and new lows will be picked up in the scans. From that point, you can therefore then go to see if it fits your other criteria for entries or trade placement orders. But the fantastic thing about this is if you can do a simple 25 trade analysis of even just one of these simple setups over a basket of currency pairs, you can then start to look at what's my average stop. How much stress did that trade take? What was the win-loss ratio? What was my profit versus loss outcome? What was the risk versus reward? So some of these, especially at the beginnings of the month, you're going to be looking at 5, 6, 7, maybe 9+ times the reward to the risk. Oftentimes these are 1 bar range stops. And then trade management. How is your process in terms of managing that trade? Now, John Carter, I love what he says from Mastering the Trade. Don't focus so much on your trade entry. Know when you're going to get out. Where's your maximum loss going to be in terms of your position size and your money management, your percent of equity, but also if you're into profit, how are you going to be exiting that trade? So these are all the little things that if you start to really hone in on and look bar by bar and start monitoring your process, knowing where your levels are, your targets, your exits, the price action, you're going to get a lot more specific and detailed in your trading process, but you're also, I think, going to get a lot more consistent in your trading results. So hopefully you got some value out of today's video, traders. If you like it, share it on Facebook. I appreciate your questions, but I'm going to encourage you, get as detailed as possible and as simple as possible with your trading. The simpler your trading strategy is, you should be able to look at a chart and in 20 seconds know whether or not there's a trigger set up there. If you're spending more than that on a chart, then you're going to get analysis paralysis. You've got too much information on the chart. And even if you get successful on that particular trade, consistency over the long term is going to be harder and harder. So simplify, journal it, and hone in on 3 or 4 really simple trading strategies that you can look for 1 or 2 really key setups a month on your end-of-day trading over a basket of currencies that are going to pay big dividends. Have a great trading week, traders. Manage the downside, stay focused, stay disciplined, and simplify. Have a great trading week. Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at staceyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined and may the markets go with you.